There's one here. Whose block is this? Or is it mine? I'll probably need to give it to someone. Let's see.
Can you stand on the platform and get your hands up?
Okay. Okay. Everyone have a block? Okay. Good. You just need one block each. Okay. So this afternoon, usually in the afternoon, you're gonna just have a beautiful yoga class. Today is different because you had a beautiful yoga class in the morning. So now now you're gonna have a beautiful lecture on yoga. Okay? And we're going to review a technical alignment breakdown of Surya Namaskar. How many of you know what Surya Namaskar is? It's a sun salutation. How many of you know what the sun salutation is? Okay, so Surya Namaskar is a sun salutation in the Sanskrit language, which is the language we're going to be using and learning to use in yoga. So there are 12 steps to a classical sun salutation. Okay? And so what we're going to do first is we're going to flow through the sun salutation to warm up. And then after that, we're going to spend time with one piece at a time and just learn how to put your body in the right place during the sun salutation. And the reason why we're taking the time to do this is because usually in a yoga class, you do these movements like multiple times a day. And if you're doing something wrong multiple times a day, then you have multiple chances to injure yourself. And this is why we spend a lot of time on the sun salutation. So first, let's do some warm-ups. Everyone stand up. Remove all your furniture from your mat. So put the cushions back. You will no longer need them. So return the cushions. Okay. So a tall person, help. Okay. So let's do some warm-ups before we begin. Okay, so we're just going to do some multi-joint warm-ups. The first thing you're going to do is we're going to start with our neck. Put your hands on your waist. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, chin to right shoulder. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, chin to left shoulder. So just a half circle. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, right. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, left. Now going from down. Left shoulder to right. Go from down. And then go the other way. Lead with your breath. Again. And one last time. Release. Take your head to the right and back center. Left, back center. One more. Right, back center. Left, back center. Lace your fingers. Put them behind the head. Push the head and hands together. Lift your chest and open. Inhale. On the next exhale, bend your knees. Pull your navel in. Drop your chin to your chest. Feel the stretch in the back of the neck. Go again. Inhaling. Press against hands. Open your chest. Exhaling. One more time. Inhaling. Exhaling. Release. Stretch your fingers up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Twist and look behind you on the right. Going the other way. Inhaling. Hands up. Exhale. Look behind you on the left. One more time. Inhaling, hands up. Exhale to the right. Inhaling, hands up. Exhale to the left. Release. Take your left hand up and push your right hip to the left side and lean over, stretching one side. So this is called mirroring. Mirroring is when I'm doing the opposite of you, so I look like your reflection in the mirror. Okay, other side. Inhaling, right hand up. Exhaling, lean to the left side. If you're used to the other one, it is confusing. Please, but if you're a new person, it's not so confusing. Exhaling, and going the other way, inhaling and exhaling. All right? Come back to the center. Take your hips a little wide and circle your hips. And circle the other way. All right, now bring your feet together and bend your knees. Circle your knees one direction. Other direction. Extend your wrists forward. Circle your wrists. Opposite direction. Circle your shoulders. Clasp them behind and lift your chest. Now lift your hands and drop your ribs. Now lift your chest and drop your hands. Inhale. Exhale, lift your hands, drop your ribs. Last time, inhale, lift your chest. Bend your knees, exhale, keep your knees bent, put your torso on your thighs. Release, put your hands on the floor. Point your fingers towards your toes and press your wrists the other way. Slowly release and rise up, inhaling hands up and exhaling hands down. So to warm up, we're just going to do 2 rounds of the sun salutation, or we'll do sun salutation 4 times. And then we'll do technical breakdown of the sun salutation, and Amira will adjust everyone on this side of the room, and Mira will adjust everyone on this side of the room. But first, let's warm up by flowing the sun salutation. Tadasana, feet facing forward, palms together at heart center. Inhale, push your hips forward, stretch your fingers upwards. Exhale, push your thighs back, drop your hands down. Inhale, lift your body halfway up. Exhale, right leg steps back. Inhale, left leg steps back. Exhale, knees, chest, chin down, shoulders away from ears. Inhale, glide forward and lift your knees, upward dog. Exhale, tuck in your toes, downward facing dog. Right leg steps between your hands. Make sure your foot is lined with your fingers. Exhale, left leg follows. Push your thighs back, open your chest. Inhaling, rising up. And exhaling, hands to heart center, left side. Inhaling, hands up. Exhaling, touch the floor. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhaling, left leg back. Inhaling, right leg back. Exhaling, knees, chest, chin. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling, left foot forward. Exhaling, right foot forward. Pushing your thighs back, heart open as you rise. Inhale. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Let's go one more time. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling right leg back. Inhaling left leg back. Exhaling knees, chest, chin. Inhaling upward facing dog. Exhaling downward facing dog. Inhaling right leg forward. Exhaling left leg forward. Inhaling rising up. Exhaling hands to heart center. Last time. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling halfway. Exhale left foot back. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, rising up. And exhaling, hands to heart center. All right, so that was the sun salutation. Now we're going to learn it pose by pose. The first pose that we're going to learn is mountain pose or Tadasana. Okay, so the first pose is called Tadasana, mountain pose. As I mentioned before, I already gave you the foot positions for Tadasana. So let's grab a block and put the block between our legs. Okay? Make sure that your feet are parallel and facing forward. Squeeze your inner thighs a little bit, but point your knees forward. So roll your thighs either out or in till your knees are forward. But make sure before that you get the four corners of the feet down on the floor. Now we know how, yes? Knees are micro bent. This is not micro bent, that's bent. This is the opposite of micro bend. This is locked. We don't want that. Soften, micro bend the knee. Keep the knee on top of the ankle. Tailbone facing down, hips are square. Rib cage is not flaring, it's aligned with your hip bone. Open your palms to open your collarbones, then turn your fingers in. So that you've got open space, but not too much. Your shoulder, your arm bone is pointing towards the ground, not in and not out. Just pointing in one straight line. And the crown of the head is pressing upwards towards the ceiling like you have an invisible string. Pressing your toes into the floor, try to inhale and lengthen the spine. Continue breathing here. And everyone's going to spend a few moments here. This is mountain pose. Okay? And in the mountain pose, you feel connected to the ground. Do you feel connected to the ground? How do I know that you're really connected to the ground? If I walk up to you and I push you, you're not going to fall over. That's how I know you're connected to the ground. Because if you're not connected to the ground, you're going to fall over when I push you. Okay, which means what? You need to work your feet. Root those feet into the ground. Okay, and one thing we're going to talk about is pelvic position. So you need to make sure your tailbone is not sticking out but scooped in. So pull this part of you upwards. Drop your ribs. Drop your ribs. Yes. So you're going to contract this and lift it up. There you go. Don't see, because you're opening your ribs too much. No,
Okay.
it's here. Because when you open too much, go back to where you were before. The back hurts. Yeah, but when you do this, the back doesn't hurt. Okay, because you're using a little bit more of this. So drop the ribs. This is better.
Okay.
Okay? Might feel a little weird to you
Yeah.
because you're used to doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So this is Tadasana or the mountain pose. We're going to refine the mountain pose a little bit more as we progress in this week. Okay. Take the block out from underneath your legs, and we're going to have a little experiment. We're going to go into pose 2, the extended mountain pose. And what I'm going to make you do is stick your butt out and reach overhead. See how that feels? Stick your butt out a lot and just arch back. See how that feels? Okay, put your hands down. Now, you're going to scoop your tailbone, push your hips forward, and lift your chest up. How does that feel? What's the difference? If I say you need to stay there for 3 hours, which one will you do? The first one or the second one? Why? Because your back doesn't hurt. Some of you have this spine. You know who you are? And when you go into this pose, you feel a pinch right here. That's not stiffness. Do you know what that is? That's your bones hitting each other. Do you want your bones to hit each other? Is that ever going to improve? No. So instead of hitting your bones together, let's just put your back in a different position so you don't feel that pain. So those of you that are like this, what you need to do is this. That's called scooping the tailbone. Your tailbone goes in. But some of you are already like this. So you don't have to do anything. You're already good. It's only the people like this. Okay? Everyone that just did this now, you're the ones like that. Okay? Because your back hurt. Okay? So when we do the extended mountain pose, we scoop the tailbone, we bring the hips forward, and we stretch the heart up. Try to feel a stretch in the front of your body. And stay there. We're going to be here for a while. And we're going to go around and check on you. Some of you are dropping the head back. And if you stay there for 3 hours, how's your neck going to feel? It's not so good. So keep your head aligned with your heart. No need to drop the head back. Because then the back of the neck hurts. And if I say, you know what they say in yoga, in the yoga texts? One has mastered the pose if you can stay there for 3 hours. Or you know, some kind of a long time.
Some teachers say look up. Why? Why do they
Because
say
your heart is up, so you end up looking up. But if your heart isn't up yet, you can't look up.
Right.
So just depends on where this guy is.
that? Okay.
Okay? Which depends on how open your back is. Okay? So look up is relative. I'm going to count to 10 and you're going to stay there. 10, 9, 8. Do you feel extended? Extended mountain pose is like a volcano. You're erupting upwards. So dig your toes into the floor and erupt upwards. Feel the skin moving up. 5, 4, 3, 2, hands down. Now, which part of your body hurt? Let's take a survey. Survey says, how many of you had a hurting back? If your lower back was hurting, you're not scooping your tailbone enough. If your upper back was hurting, where was it hurting? Okay, so it's your shoulder. How many of you had your shoulders hurting? We're going to try it again, but I'm going to change your hand position. If you roll your arms in like this, and you come up, how's your neck feel? Come back down. Let's roll the arms the other way. Turn your palms up. Now bring your hands up. How's your neck feel? Nothing. That's good, right? To feel nothing. Okay, come back down. Let's do the extended mountain pose with the little finger rolling in. Because that external rotates the arm and drops the shoulder from the ear. Let me show you how it looks. So our extended mountain pose now looks like this. Try it. Go. Some of palms are up. Yeah. Scoop the tailbone. Yeah. 10. 9. 8. 7. Okay, everyone drop down. Feels better? How about your neck? How many people were hurting your neck? How many people felt pain here? Maybe, you know what, sometimes the chest isn't ready to open, so the neck kind of does a job. I'll show you how that looks. So your chest isn't ready to open. When your chest opens, your head will be wherever your chest is. See that? But if your chest isn't ready to open and your neck tries to do the job, it hurts. So if your neck is hurting, don't go back so much. Think of lifting the chest instead of moving from the neck. Okay? Everyone good? Yes.
The further back I go, or maybe not further, there's a point at which it's hard to breathe. Like it's hard to
Yeah,
breathe
that means
back.
you've overshot
Don't
the
go that
limit.
far.
Yeah, you should still be able to breathe comfortably. That means that your rib cage is constricted or collapsed and the lungs can't inflate. When you learn how to lift the ribs, that problem will be solved. But right now, it's not happening. Okay? Okay. Yes. The head will go slightly back when the chest lifts. Yeah, if your chest is already lifting, yes, the head will follow where the chest is. Yes.
Where do you want your shoulders? Like my shoulders tend to like want to gravitate up. Should I have them down? Or...
Yeah. Gravitating up is okay as long as your neck doesn't hurt. But what you can do maybe is slightly bend the arms or roll the shoulders down. So what you want to do is make sure you're not straining your trapezius. But there's nothing wrong with lifting the arms as long as the lift isn't coming from the neck side. Okay? Try to make the lift come from the center of the chest instead of from the neck. Okay? And it's okay to soften the arms a little bit because we overuse this muscle, the trapezius. We overuse it all the time, and this is why necks hurt. We want to try to avoid that. Okay, we'll talk about necks later on. The next thing we're going to go to is from 2 to 3. So we're going from here to here. So I'm going to do a little experiment. The first thing I want you to do is bend the knees, scoop your tailbone. Everyone scoop your tailbone. Know how this feels. Got it? Keep the scoop, okay? Now bend forward. Okay, didn't work out too well, did it? Because the hips are in the wrong position to bend forward. Now we're going to do the opposite. Bend the knees. Stick the butt out. A lot. Like you're going to twerk. Stick it out. Okay, now bend forward. So when you come down in the forward bend or uttanasana, stick the butt out first. Stick the butt out so much that you feel a stretch in the top of your hamstring. You feel it? Now, if your hands touch the floor, straighten your legs but keep your butt sticking out. Now, if your hands are on the floor, roll your shoulders away from your ears and look behind you. But if you feel that you cannot stick your butt out, bend the knees and stick your butt out. So this is called an anterior pelvic tilt. And this is the kind of tilt we want when we bend forward. Come, I'm going to use you as a model. Okay. All right. Everyone come up and check this out. Stand up on here. Bend forward. Okay. Now, if you look at her back, her lower back is almost level. Almost level. The bend starts a little here, but most of the bend is here. Can you see that? Most of the bend is here. This is L1, T12. Here it's mostly flat. We're going to change that. Come back up. Okay, why do we want to change that? Because if she keeps bending only from here, this guy is going to get looser than everyone else. Okay, and it's going to be a problem one day. Okay, so what we're going to do is have her bend her knees, stick your butt out. More, more, more. Okay, now come down. Now come down a lot. There. Got it? Now straighten a little bit. Only there. When you start shaking, that's enough. Stay there. Now look at the difference in her bend. As you can see, now more of the bend is coming from her lower spine than before. And this vertebra is not bending more than everyone else anymore. That means that she's stretching her lower back now, and before she wasn't. Because her hips are in the wrong place. You see that? Thank you. So when you do a forward bend, which way should your butt go? If you do a back bend, which way should your butt go? Beautiful. Okay? So now, let's go to Uttanasana, forward bend. When you go into a forward bend, which way should your thighs roll, out or in? Let's try. Roll the thighs out first. This is externally rotated feet, right? We just did it. Okay, now bend forward. It's kind of difficult, yeah? Because when you do Uttanasana, your thighs should be rolling in. So take your hands to the bottom of your butt crease and make them wider. Broaden your butt crease. Then stick your butt out. Demonstration. And then come down. What you should feel now is a healthy stretch in your hamstrings and your lower back. And the more you roll your thighs in, the more you'll be able to go down. So stay there, because we're going to check on you. Okay, so some of you probably need to bend your knees and stick your butt out. Stay and enjoy. I'm going to count to 20. 1. Stick your butt out more. Yes. I want to see your butt sticking out. 2. Adjust him. 3.
I have a little knee injury and today is worse than ever. And
Okay.
I need to risk if you're gonna keep going through the week.
Okay.
I know this and I
What kind of
can
knee injury do you have?
overuse for skateboarding.
Okay. We'll talk to you after class, okay?
Okay.
Okay. 4. You can take notes now. 5. 6. 7. 8. Hands wherever they can reach. There are different placements of the hands. Some of you might have your hands on your shin bones, on your feet, on the floor in front of you, lined up with the toes, wherever you can reach. We're still here. Relax your shoulders, away from the ears. All right, slowly come up spine by spine. And then rise up, hands overhead. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, hands down. Where did you feel the stretch? Hamstrings. What else? Lower back, middle back, Ideally, if you do Uttanasana, you're going to feel the whole back body. The whole back body, the whole thing. Okay, the whole back body is stretching. But if your hamstrings are holding you back, you will feel it there the most. Okay? What helps? If you pull the kneecaps up and contract the front of the thighs, the back of the thighs start to open up more. So we're going to do Uttanasana one last time, and you're going to squeeze the front of the thighs and contract your quads. Okay, so let's try it again. Bend the knees, internal rotate the thighs, stick the butt out, drop down. Now, and I said if you can straighten the legs, start to contract your quadriceps and see what happens to your hamstrings. If you cannot straighten the legs, if we've told you to bend the knees, then you're just going to keep those knees bent because you're not ready. See how it feels when you contract the front of the thigh. The back of the thigh opens up. And slowly rolling up and taking the hands overhead. Well, it should be tried to lengthen. For you, you need to straighten it. Yeah. Because you're contracting from the upper back more than the lower back. And when you straighten it, you'll get the stretch more in the lower back. That's why I was telling you to do this. Okay, instead of just going like this. Okay? Okay. So that's Uttanasana, the forward bend. The part of the Surya Namaskar that hurts more backs is actually coming out of the forward bend and arms. So from 11 to 12. So coming out of the forward bend. So this is the part of the sun salutation that hurts the most people. According to some German osteopaths, I went to this workshop and they said that most back injuries resulting from yoga is because of how people are coming up from the sun salutation. So for safety, there are 3 ways that you can come up. And we're going to explore each way one by one. These are the safe ways to come up. The first way is like this. You're going to bend your knees. You're going to squeeze your belly in. Keep your chin on your chest. And you're going to roll up slowly. So try that and see how it feels for you. Everyone touch the floor. Bend your knees. Squeeze your belly in. And roll up slowly, but keep your knees bent as you roll up. And then the hands come out wide and overhead and down. And see how that feels. How's that feel for your back? Yeah? So you're using your abs, you're contracting your abs, and you're bending your knees. Never do it like this. Because when you've got locked out legs and a rounded spine, there's more pressure on the vertebra of your back than if you jump. Okay? There's a lot of pressure on the spine. So you need to keep the knees bent and you need to just squeeze the belly. Okay? That's one way. Let's try it out. Using your legs and keeping your back straight, you're pushing with your thighs to bring your straight back up. So the back stays straight the entire time. Try it. Touch the floor. Let's do it together. Before you come up, bend the knees and open the chest. So making sure the back is straight. Your chest is open, you're looking forward. Now using your legs, you're pushing with your legs, hands are wide, coming up. And how does that feel for your back? Okay? You're going to prefer one. One is going to be the preferred. Okay? All right, now one last one. You're down on the floor with your hands down and your legs are straight. And your back is straight. Your legs are straight, your back is straight. You come up with straight legs and straight back. And some of you are looking at me like, I can't do that. Well, some people can't do it. If you can't do it, are you going to do it? No. So, some of you will prefer the first one. Some of you will prefer the second one, and some of you will prefer the third one. Let's have a little survey because, again, there's no right or wrong. They're both okay. Who likes the first one better? Why?
I feel more in control and I feel more stable.
Feel more in control and stable. To be honest, this one is a good stretch for the back. You can feel like, you're coming up and you've got this really beautiful stretch that rises up your back. And for you, this is the best one. Yeah, because it really gets the back that stretch that it hardly ever gets. However, the one that's safest for the back is the second one. If you have a herniated disc, the first one will hurt you. So if you have kind of herniation in any of the lumbar vertebra, the first one will hurt you. Because this movement is not good for discs. If you have a herniated disc or sciatica, the second one, coming up with a straight spine, is safe. Because your back is the most protected. You're using your legs to come up. And in fact, if I cover a class and I don't know if anyone's injured, I'm going to do that one just in case. So I know no one's going to get hurt. Okay? Who likes the second one better? Yeah? Why?
I had a herniated disc.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Okay, there you go. So he likes the second one because he has a herniated disc. Okay. You feel more straight because your back is straighter. And that's why it's safer. So the back is straight. Okay?
And for the neck more aligned?
Yeah, the neck is also more aligned. Yes. Okay, so when it's in the neck, it's going to feel better also. So you notice my back is straight. Then I keep my back straight and I use my legs to come up. Okay? It's a little different. The first one, you're coming up with a rounded spine. And again, that doesn't feel good for the back if you have a disc issue. Okay? Okay. Finally, the third one. Who likes the third one best? Because you can do it. Do the third one. Because she can do it. Because she's got open hamstrings and a strong back. And that's the classical way of doing it. This is the classical way of doing it. But this is after like years of Ashtanga. You know what I mean? Okay. When you're open and strong, you can do it. But if you're teaching like a beginner class or a class with injured people in it, or like a beginner intermediate class, you probably won't choose that way because your class can't do it. Okay, so see how he has to bend his knees, which is good. You should bend your knees. Okay, yep. Okay. Everyone good? Let's practice what we learned so far.
One question.
Yes.
I have learned that for making a cycle, you should always circle the arms to the side and not forward because that makes more pressure on the back.
Yes. Yes. Taking the hand side, less weight. It's physics. Longer lever arm, more torque. Who knows what I just said? Maybe 1/4 of you. Okay, that means if your hands are sideways, you don't have to carry the weight of your arms. When your hands are forward, you need to carry the weight of your arms. It's harder.
Is there ever a time where you want to come up forward?
Yeah, if you can. Can you keep your arms and back and spine straight? See how my back is straight? That takes a lot of back strength. If you can do it, that's great. But if you look like a banana when you're doing it, That's not good for your back. All of that force is going into your vertebra. And that's why they say hands to the side, because then you don't have to carry the weight. Try it. Be naughty and say, rubbish, Pee-wee. Try it. Okay? Put your hands down. Some of you are already going, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, because you know. Let's try it. Those of you that want to try it. It takes more strength to raise your arms forward. It takes less effort to raise your arms sideways. But again, if you can do it, why not? There's no right or wrong. There's only points of view. But you need to know what your class is capable of. And so I will let you decide which one you want. Okay? Because we're going to be doing these moves every day, and you need to choose the one that you can do and that will not hurt you. Okay? So let's start from here. This is Tadasana, right? And we're going into Tadasana, Urdhvastasana, extended mountain pose. Then we're sticking our butt out, opening your chest, and coming to Uttanasana. Then from Uttanasana, you're going to choose. Which way do I want to come up? You choose now. And slowly come up. Choose the one you want. And then come back to Tadasana. Whatever you chose, it should feel comfortable. Nothing is being pinched. Nothing hurts. Nothing is being strained. Everyone okay? Beautiful. So if you remove all of this and just keep those two ends, so just like removing that and removing that, 1, 2, 3, and then 11, 12, and then back to 1. That's like 1/4 of the sun salutation. Okay? Now we're going to learn these bits. Starting with the half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. So when we do a half forward fold, your back needs to be straight. Hands can be on the floor. Hands can be on your shins. Or hands can be on your block. So let's go into a half forward fold now. Your chest should be open. Whether your hands are on the floor, on your shins, or on your block, your chest is open. Your heart is open. The crown of your head is extending forward. Check. Back is not rounded. So if the back is rounded, what do you need to do? Lift your hands higher. Or bend your knees and stick your butt out. Which works too, yeah? Okay. So bend the knees, stick the butt out. Make the back straight. You should feel your back muscles working. You should feel your sitting bones reaching for the back of the room. You should feel your heart extending diagonally forward. All right, I don't want to strain you, so let's go into a forward bend and bend the knees. And then slowly come up in any way you like. And take your head up and take your hands down as you exhale. And now we are back to where we came from. They're both correct. I don't believe in that kind of thing because some people can do it and some people can do it the other way. So which one will you do? If you have more open hamstrings, the hands will be down. If your hamstrings aren't that open and maybe your back is rounding a little, it helps to put the hands on the shins and stick your butt out. So they're both correct, but they both have different applications.
So it's less about your back being parallel to the ground as just flat back.
Flat back.
But it could be
It could be a little diagonal or it could be parallel to the ground. The important thing is you're working your back and you're opening your chest. Yes. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Let me write down where we are. So Tadasana number 1. Number 2 is called Urdhva Hasta Tadasana or Tadasana with the hands in the air. The book is in the names, and we will study the names again tomorrow, and we're going to say them together, etc. Okay, so this isn't the last time you're going to hear them. Number 3 is Uttanasana, or the forward bend. So 11 and 3 the same, 12 and 2 the same. And number 4 we have Ardha, meaning half. Uttanasana, the forward bend. Okay. Can we open the lights? Okay. Yeah, turn on. Open, turn on. In some languages, it's open the light. So when you translate it to English, it's open the light. Okay. 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 Uttanasana. Uttanasana. Number 4, Ardha Uttanasana. This is the forward bend and the half forward bend. Okay. Everyone good? Any more questions? I hope you appreciate the technical breakdown. You guys cool with the technical breakdown? Good. Okay. Now going to this guy. Lunge. The lunge is actually a transition. It's a transition, and therefore it doesn't have a name. So we'll just call it in English lunge. Okay? This guy is a transition, the one with the hands down, you step a foot back, because you're coming from here to here. In Ashtanga, we jump and we end up something like this. But in Hatha, we don't jump, you just kind of step back both legs one at a time. If you step one leg back, you're in a lunge. If you step both legs back, you're in a plank. So let's look at the lunge. 2 ways to lunge. Either your knees off the floor, you're flointing your back leg, you're dropping your hip and opening your chest. The stretch is here. Or you put the knee down, sink into your hip more, and start to lift your chest. The lunge that we're going to do has the toes tucked in and the knee straight. Okay, so I'm going to correct the stick man because his alignment is off, so I'm just going to correct him. There you go. This is the one we're doing. The back leg is straight. Okay, foot is flointed, which means heel is not back, it's over the balls of the toes. And your back thigh is aspiring upwards. Okay, so everyone now, let's do the lunge. Starting here on your hands and knees. Let's take the right leg between the hands and floint the back foot. Drop into your groin and lift your chest. And we're going to go around and correct you. So I want to see active back legs, open chests, which means some of you might need to put one or both hands on your blocks. Some people have short arms. Okay? Knee should be aligned with the foot and inside the heel. So, yeah. Okay, so like that. Okay? So you want to make sure your front knee is in line with your ankle. You want to make sure there's no pressure on your front kneecap. So keep the knee in line with the ankle. Don't let the knee come forward too much. You're going to feel pain in your kneecap. So I'm going to count to 10 and you're going to stay here. 10, dropping into your hips, lifting your chest, 9. You will feel a stretch here. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Stop. Put your knee down and go back to tabletop position. Ah. Right? And maybe we can go into a child's pose and just contract the hip flexor a little bit to give your leg a break. Okay. Let's get ready to step the opposite leg forward. So coming back to tabletop position, step the left leg forward. And let's try the lunge again. So left leg steps forward, tuck in your toes and floint the back foot, sink into your groin. Make sure your knee doesn't go past your toes and lift your chest. Okay. Remember, strong, active back leg. Pull the back thigh upwards towards the sky. And relax your neck. So instead of throwing your head back, just be natural with your neck position. Neck long and aligned with the spine. Check to make sure your front knee is not going past your toes. If it's going past your toes, step forward more. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Release, child's pose. Let's stay in the child's pose for a while and relax our body. And slowly come up. Any questions about the lunge?
I see the this time I try to see what other people are doing, and I think that when I do it, maybe I need box to make it. But in my like my body is going on my feet, and I see other people like doing it on the side.
Okay.
So is there a difference, or it depends on your body?
Yeah.
Or
Your arms are shorter than your torso. And so your torso ends up on your leg. So you can either put a block under your hand or be on your fingertips.
so it's normal that the body is going from like it shouldn't be like on the side, but foot is center.
Foot is centered. Yeah. Okay? Okay. Yes.
Foot always coming in between your hands.
Yes. In the lizard pose, the foot is outside, the hands to open the hip. But this is not the lizard. Because we're stepping in and the feet are inside the hands. Yes, who else? Question?
When we're holding it for longer hand position, like 10 fingers, is that fist
Yes, you
okay?
can use fists,
Is
you can use 10
anything-
fingers, you can put your hand on a block. Arm length matters. Some people have long arms. They don't need to do that.
Which is whatever is comfortable.
Yeah, or the wrist starts to hurt, so you're going on your fist. We'll talk about hand placement later. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you can do this for now. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's move on to the plank. Okay, woohoo. Plank. Everyone's excited, yes? Yes. Okay. So let's go to the plank from a lunge. So step again, go into a lunge and step it back. That's how long your plank is. Your shoulder, so if your heel is behind, yeah, okay, move the hand forward then. Yes.
And so when I see you doing it, like your hips seem in line with your shoulders, and then in that picture it's like one diagonal line.
Don't look at the
Okay,
picture.
so it is when you say like hips in line with shoulders, you are like a little bit more up.
Yeah,
You're
but
not like
no, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You're a little up. Yeah. Because you're working the core.
yeah.
So the hips are a little bit up, but the butt is not higher than the shoulders. Yes.
Is our chin supposed to be past our hand?
Imagine you have an orange here. Right? So your head will be aligned with your shoulder. That means your chin is past your hands if you have a long neck. Okay. If you're a short neck, maybe not. Anyone else? Let's move on. This is the best part. Okay? Ashtanga Namaskar. By the way, plank is called Kumbhakasana. Kumbhaka means hold. So in this pose, you're holding yourself off the floor. Number 7, Ashtanga Namaskar. Also known as knees, chest, chin. Because those are the points that are on the floor. So to do this pose from the plank, you put your knees down, your toes are still tucked in, your hands are still down, you stick your butt out, and you drop your chest to the floor between your hands and you roll your shoulders back. We have 8 points on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chest and chin is 7, 8. From here, you push with your hands and glide forward till your hips land. And then you rise up into the upward facing dog. Yes. Have a look. So, knees, chest, chin. Have a look at my hips. I'm pushing my chest and straightening. My hands end up at my lower ribs. My chest is now in front of my fingers. And I lift up, my chest is forward. What happens to a lot of people is this. And then you end up jamming the back. So, when you do an upward dog, the chest is forward so you don't jam the back. This is quite difficult, and not everyone in this room can do it. If you have weak arms, it's going to be a challenge for you. If you have a bad back, it may be a challenge for you. So the best thing for you to do might be to drop straight down. Put your hands by your lower ribs and do what you can. Some of you will be here. This is a cobra. It's a variation for up dog. If you have a bad back, maybe you can't go all the way up. It's fine. Stay here. Some of you can go all the way up in an up dog. The knees and hips are off the floor. Shoulders are away from the ears. Heart is lifting up. And from here, we go to down dog. So we're going to practice with a partner. And we're going to try and get them to go from here to here, starting from the plank. So Amira is going to go into her plank. Then I'm just going to say knees, chest, chin down. And I'm going to make sure she sticks her butt out, knees down, stick your butt out, drop your chest between your hands, shoulders away from ears. Now slide forward and then open her chest. So I've got to make sure that she gets into the position properly. Okay? And if she can't do it, what will I tell her to do? Drop straight down, all the way, just drop straight down. And put your hands by your lower ribs. And then come to your up dog from there. Okay? Shall we work with a friend so we can help them? Okay, let's try to work with a friend. And get into knees, chest, chin, upward dog, downward dog. Okay, we're almost there. You have any questions?
So this is basically how I'm going to be structuring my classes, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's making a lot of sense now.
It's making sense now,
And
yeah?
a lot of the points that I was worried about having to go over, you've already gone over, just like the feet and the coming out.
That's why we're
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's going to be easy.
Yeah, so
breeze.
I'm sure now now you get it, yes?
Yeah, now I'm just,
Okay.
I was worried about what I needed to include and
As much as you can. As much as you can. I mean, because they're training to be teachers, right?
right.
And this is actually the important things.
Just
Breaking
down.
everything down so that they understand. They train their eyes. See how I'm getting them to work with each other.
Watch each other already, yeah.
It doesn't matter. You all need to know this.
Just making sure you're aware.
I know. I know. Because yes. Then we need to strengthen our fingers. Yeah, and instead of pushing the wrist down, what you can do is squeeze these two fingers towards each other.
Squeeze.
Yeah, like, yes. No, no, no. Press the floor and then squeeze them together. Yes. See what's happening in your wrist? How's your wrist feel now? And then press this down. Still a little, okay.
I mean, it's not really pain, it's just feel this.
Yeah, need to strengthen your fingers. So you want to just buy like a tennis ball or a stress ball and strengthen your fingers. Yeah. They will strengthen.
Like it's not wrong, they do this.
No, no, it's correct. As long as it doesn't hurt. So pushing the fingertips will help. So what happens is you're pressing the floor until your fingers turn white. And that's gonna help strengthen your wrist. Your wrist will be stronger.
Pressing the floor.
Yeah,
But here I have space or no? I have space.
it's okay. It's okay.
Maybe with space.
It's okay to have the space, actually. The space is what you need. So try it. It will feel better, I think.
With the space, it feels better.
Okay, then that's what you do. Yes. Yes.
What would be the name in Sanskrit of the number 5?
There is none.
None.
No, because it's not a pose. It's a transition. You're just stepping back to get to the plank.
And Chaturanga.
We are going.
Kumbhakaran.
No, Chaturanga is not in this one. But next week you will do one with Chaturanga in it. And we'll talk about Chaturanga then. Okay, please, please. Yes, yes. Okay. Your ribs are in because you're using your abs. You're not like this. Your shoulders are not like this. They're pushing the floor.
And also, I'm not sure which will be the butt. Like,
The butt might be level with your shoulders. It's a little lifted. Just go into plank. I'll show you. Let's go. That's good. That's good. Yeah. What what you don't want to have is a collapsed lower body. That's why, because then this is not on.
Feel that your hips are more angled
But
than
it's
they
not.
really are.
But it's not. Yeah. Okay. This we will do next week. Okay? This we will study and break down next week. So this is an easier sequence. This is next week. Yeah.
explaining
Ah.
explain Ashtanga of Mysore and
Because for me, just
yoga.
No,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah, okay.
understand.
No, it's not. Yeah, thank you for explaining. Okay. Any questions?
Are your knees, chest, same time? Are they going in order?
Knees, chest, chin.
Then chin. Okay.
Knees come down first, then chest, then chin.
And then you actually do adjust your
You
hands.
you do push forward, the hands adjust.
So you're not lifting your hands.
No, you're pushing forward. Unless you can't do it, then you adjust your hands.
Like chaturanga.
Yeah, so what happens is this, have a look. So I'm pushing forward to come up.
And your thighs do touch the ground before you.
When you're coming up, yeah. Okay, that made sense. Yes, you're pushing forward. Okay. Yes, one thing important. Keep your elbows close to the body. When you go to knees, chest, chin, don't open your elbows. Keep them close to the body. That's cheating. Don't do that. Keep them close. Use your triceps. Eventually, your body will thank you for it. Okay, let's learn to do things correctly. Okay, so we've gone through everything except the downward dog. I will break down the downward dog next time. We have the story of the downward dog coming, okay? But right now, what's going to happen is let's just review everything we learned in a nice flow. Okay? So we'll do the whole thing. Grace, I'll talk to you after this. Okay. Carry on. Okay, everyone stand up. Let's go to the top of the mats. Okay. Would you like to say the names of the movements while we do them? So that we can learn a little? Okay. Everyone? Put the hands down. Tadasana. Tadasana Urdhva Hastasana. Get used to talking and doing at the same time, honeys. Okay. Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana. Okay, right leg step back. Lunge. Left leg step back. Kumbhakasana. Knees, chest, chin. Ashtanga Namaskar. Glide forward. This one, say it with me. Urdhva, Mukha, Shvanasana. Tomorrow we'll learn it. Other way. Adho, Mukha, Shvanasana. What's happened? Half the class disappeared. Okay, right leg through between the hands. Check. Is your foot in line with your hands? Okay. If not, put the knee down and step it forward. Okay, step in. Uttanasana. Rising up, choose your approach. Tadasana Urdhva Hastasana. Hands down to Tadasana. Good. I want the same volume consistent throughout. Let's use our teacher voices. Let's work out. Work out our lungs, okay? Tadasana Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana. Left leg lunges back. Kumbhakasana. Ashtanga Namaskar. Urdhva, Mukha, Shvanasana. Adho, Mukha, Shvanasana. Left leg lunges forward. You can say that. Uttanasana. Tadasana, Urdhva Hastasana. Tadasana. Awesome. Okay, well done. Good job, everyone. Yes,
Sometimes they say samastiti.
Samastiti is this. When you've got your hands together and your feet together, this is Samastiti. Sama means equal, Stiti means state. Okay? Tadasana. Samastiti. Tadasana. Samastiti. Do Samastiti next week when we do Ashtanga Vinyasa. It's Samastiti. Okay? But in alignment based, it's Tadasana. Okay? Everyone cool? Okay, lie down. Woo! Okay, we're gonna do a supine twist to relax the back. Take your hands out wide. Take your right knee and cross it over your left. Twist the knees to the left and look to the right. Right knee crosses over. Yes. If you want, you can bend both knees and take them closer to your chest. And that's going to help to massage your back a little more. If you have a herniated disc, you want to open your chest. And that will feel a little bit better. Because when the back is rounded, it doesn't feel good. When the chest opens, it feels better. Sometimes you want to put your block between your legs to support your thigh if it's too much. Otherwise, enjoy. Stay here for a bit. By the way, those of you with any serious injuries, I want to have a conversation with you this dinner time. So please, please come up to me. Okay? We'll have a chat. Three more breaths here. And then slowly and change sides. And once more, adjust your back. And relax.
Kuman dari berbagai kotoran.
Continue breathing. Three more breaths. And come back to your center. Lying flat on your back. If you have issues with your back, you might choose to keep your knees bent like this. Otherwise, straighten your legs and allow them to rest on the ground. Close your eyes and relax. You might want to breathe out through your mouth And feel yourself growing heavier with each exhale. Drop your chin slightly so the back of the neck can become lengthy and relaxed. Relax your toes. Relax your ankles. Relax your lower legs. Relax your thighs. Relax your buttocks. Relax your lower back. Relax your chest. Relax your shoulders, elbows, wrists, and fingers. Relax the front of your throat and the back of your neck, your jaw, your face, your eyes, your entire facial region. The muscles behind your eyes and all the hairs on your head. Breathe through your relaxed body and observe how you feel. To the bathroom can go. We're going to be here for a few more moments and just open your ears and your spines. Breathe through your spine and feel the sound like a rising wave through your spine. Imagine that the sound is starting in your tailbone and rising like a fountain through your spine. The sound that we're listening to is the sound of Om. The sound that we can make with our mouths that reminds us of the beginning of all. When this universe was created and everything came to be in one instant, the remembrance of that point of creation is Om. Om also connects us to the spin of planet Earth. So as you chant Om, feel yourself connected to the earth and feel the earth spinning. Om connects us to the cycle of life, birth, life, and death. The force of creation, the force that sustains, and the force that destroys. Watch the Om and how it flows through your body, observing. Allow the mind to observe the way Om interacts with your body without judging or labeling this interaction. Just allow. Continue breathing. Continue feeling your spine. Om. 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 Observe how you feel. So Om is a special sound in yoga. We call it pranava, or the first sound. It's not really the first sound. Physicists have found the first sound, and this is in microwave frequencies. But with our mouths and our brain, it is a sound that helps us remember the first spark that started everything. Take a deep breath in and exhale anything that wants to come out of your mouth. And do this 3 times. Deepest breath, fill your cells with breath. Anything that will come out, just allow it. And after you've done that, roll onto your right side and lie on your right side for a few moments. And then we're going to come up to sitting. So after a few moments, on your side, slowly come up and sit facing me. And what we're going to do now is learn how to chant Om. Okay? I don't even know if you can see this board. Should I bother writing on it? I don't know. No, right? Screw it. Okay. Let's just open our ears. Om is made of 3 sounds. But they aren't really 3 sounds, they're 1 sound. Like a rolling wave. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. So the 3 parts of Om are symbolic of the 3 stages of life, or the 3 main gods of Hinduism. Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the maintainer, and Shiva, the destroyer. 3 different energies present in the universe. And Om, in the Big Bang Theory, you've got 2, according to physicists, it's light matter and dark matter mixed, and everything exploded into being. And the sound of that explosion is in microwave frequency. This is quantum physics. But in the Vedas, it's Purusha and Prakriti. So light matter, Purusha. Dark matter, Prakriti. Okay, pure consciousness and the potential of the material existence came together, and everything was formed. And the sound of this blissful explosion of life is Om. Okay? Om has three symbols. If you want to know where it is, it's in the beginning of your manual where it says meaning of Om. And you can read it later when there's light. For now, just open your ears. The first sound of Om is the A sound. So there's A, U, and Ma. A sound down here in your pelvis. In the book it says navel, but actually it's pelvis. Okay? So everyone put your hands on your pelvis. You're going to make an ah sound. Ah, not ah. Ah, no. Think of the British, how the British say ah. Like ah. Yeah? Like in Hogwarts, Wingardium Leviosa. You know, remember Harry Potter? Ah. Rounded, almost like an O. But drop the sound ah into your pelvis. Everyone touch below your navel. I want you to vibrate this with your ah. And everyone has a different tone, so it's going to be different for everyone, okay? This is mine. Yours might be different. So put your hands down here and keep saying ah until you feel it down here. This is called akara. The sound of ah in the lower spine, akara. Did you get it? Did you feel it here? Okay. Remember, the tone is different for everyone. Okay? All right. The second part of Om is Ukara, which is in the heart center. And it's sort of like a oo. But it's not oo. It's more hu. Hu. Touch your heart. The energetic heart is in the center of your chest. And try to make the hu sound reverberate here. Ooh. And again, the tone is different for everybody. This is called ukara. Akara, ukara. The final m sound is up here above your head. So pull your eyes above your head and feel the sound there. And stop. So we have three different sounds, but they're one sound. That means they're not 3 points, they're a line of vibration or a line of light starting from the base of your spine and exploding out the top of your head. So Om looks like this. Watch and listen. Om. Again. Note the difference between akara, ukara, and makara. Okay? My hands are showing you where the vibration is. Om. And it keeps going even when you've stopped making noise. Your turn. Do not compartmentalize a, u, and ma. They're one sound. Like when you take watercolors, you wet the easel You take your watercolors, and when you draw two lines next to each other, they kind of blend into each other. It's like that. Hope you got it. Shall we? Okay. I will do three with you, then you do on your own, and I will listen. Okay? Let's go. Om. 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 Continue. Round your ah. Ah, not ah. Ah. Do it again. Oh. Instead of focusing on your throat, focus on the spine. Allow the spine to arise the sound. The sound is coming from your spine. You're just opening your mouth to let it out. Continue. Ten more. Sit on this, you'll feel better. Beautiful. One last. Eyes closed. I'm going to chant a mantra for you, which talks about how precious Om is. Om Karabindu Samyuktam Nityam Dhyayanti Yogina Kamadam Mokshadam Chaiva Om Karaya Namo Namaha. Om Karabindu Samyuktam Nityam Dhyayanti Yoginaha Kamadam Mokshadam Chaiva Om Karaya Namo Namaha. So Omkara is the sound of Om. And that sound is the rising wave through your spine that unites and allows you to realize that there's no separation in anything. All atoms were there at the start of the Big Bang. All atoms remember the start. All atoms share this connection. And this knowledge, dhyana means knowledge, this beautiful light, this beautiful knowledge is what all yogis are trying to connect to, which gives them both the realization of unconditional love and moksha or liberation. They desire kamadam mokshadam chaiva. They desire liberation. And therefore, they bow at the feet of Om. So they know how precious the sound is, because it's our remembrance of the start of everything. And this atomic remembrance that everything came from nothing and everything is connected is what will liberate you from suffering and free you from your ego. Take your hands together. And just do one last Om all together. Oops. Om. Now rub your hands. Take your hands to your eyes and swipe down your body. And day 2 of your YTT is over. Congratulations. Namaste.